Gone are the days when you say the library must be very quiet. The children have to work, they have to talk, but meaningful discussions, things like that are allowed in the library. So in Green Spring School Library, elementary school, we call it Jungle Library because of the painting. And the children love coming to the library. So when they come to the library, they do a lot of activities. We learn library terms in the library. We also read some books for the term. So every term we have a book. We read, we discuss it. The children take turn to read, and they are corrected where necessary. They are also allowed to borrow books. These books they keep with them for 2 weeks. Within that period, they also summarize their stories, the book they have read, and they also review, as the case may be. Apart from that, we also do other activities like learn new songs, participate in reading competition, and the children love participating in reading competitions. They love it so much, and we also appreciate them. So as they read, and they're able to read a number of books depending on the interest, we give them badges just to encourage them. So every child would like to have at least a badge. And on the book day, the highest readers are called out and they are appreciated. They're even given certificates to encourage them. They are giving guidelines concerning book review. When they borrow a book, they are entitled to their own opinion. So your own understanding of a book will be different from the other person. So I don't expect every child or all the children to write the same thing about the book. So they critique books after reading them for years 3 to 6. They write the books, they read books, and they also summarize the book. Sometimes you ask them, what do you like in that book? What don't you like in the book? What do you think would have been written better? What will you have done if you are the writer of this book? So all these things are put together, and this help the children a lot. Because by the time they get to year 4 and they are writing their project, they will know what to do, what to avoid, and what to include in their stories. Like the slogan that says, catch them young. When these children are introduced into this task of summarizing and reviewing people's work, it helps them when they grow. You'll be able to talk about other people's, whatever they have done. They will learn from what they have read, and they'll be able to apply it in what they are doing. So it is very good for them to get used to it. Most especially now that we see that a lot of things distract the children. We want to keep them busy. We are trying to bring back reading culture, because a lot of things distract them now and they find it difficult not to read. So you need to do a lot of activities that will engage them, that will redirect their minds to this reading culture. And that is why we go extra mile to let them do a review of what other people have done. Before you can critique other people's book, you must have read it. So that calms them, that makes them calm. They want to know what is in this story, what is good in this story that I want to apply, what is not good. If I were to talk about this book, I'm to rewrite the book, what is it that I will have to put right? So these are all the things that they benefit by the time they review other people's books. And by the time they are able to do their own book, which we do here, by the time they're able to write their own books, they will have read a lot about other people and will know how to avoid the mistakes or pitfalls of other writers. they are to start with their first 2 pages. By correcting the first 2 pages, the child is able to see what mistakes he has made, and subsequent pages he will not repeat such mistakes. So that's the essence of writing the first 2 pages. So by the time they write the first 2 pages, I will know the strength of every child. I will know whether the child should write the next 2 pages or 4. It all depends on the strength and the corrections that are made in their books. Yes, this term I encourage them to write African stories, because we read African stories every first term, because our National Day falls within that period and Independence Day falls within first term, so we will always read African stories. And so this term, majority are writing African stories, approaching it in their different ways. Ordinarily, children do not like reading, but you have to encourage them to do it. And by the time they are into it, they don't want to let go. They want to continue reading. Some get lost in reading. They are carried away when they are reading. I have an example of a child, but 2 children. When they were young, they don't like reading. And they will tell me, one of them will say, my dad said when I'm big enough, I'll be able to read. My dad said I should not worry now. When I'm big enough, I'll be able to read. And so jokingly, I will just tell the boy, my darling, you have to read. So we started like that, little by little, little by little. The boy now developed the interest, started reading. There was an occasion when the child, after leaving the class, forgot to join the other class members to class. He remained in the corner and just rested, relaxed, and was reading. So the teacher did not see the child in the class and was worried. We went to the library, and why is this boy not here? They came back to the library. I even told them that, no, you all left together. I said, okay, hold on, let me check the corner. Behold you, the boy was busy reading. And so the boy grew up to become very good. He started reading so well, and that affected his grade. He's got a lot of grade, very beautiful grade, high grades, a lot of awards. This is a child that did not even like reading in that initial stage. At a point, the mother was like, Ms. Etanoma, this boy does not do anything more than reading. He reads all the time. And I asked the mom, does this reading of library books, does this affect his grades in class? The mom said, no, he's doing great in class. I said, Mom, so what is the problem again? The mom said, no more problem. And at the end, when the boy passed out, he did very well. He got a lot of distinctions. So we want to cultivate it. The children ordinarily will not like to read, but we have to encourage them. By the time they come to know how beautiful it is to read, they will be the one that will continue to read without being asked or reminded. We start grooming them from preschool. That is why each department, each section in the school has a library. Preschool has, elementary has, and secondary has. So the grooming starts from preschool. They read their storybooks, and from there they get to elementary, they continue. They get to secondary school, they continue. So it is just a habit, it's a way of life in Grace Spring School. So reading culture, we know it is vanishing, it's declining at an alarming rate, but we have to bring it back. And that is the only way to bring it back is to make the children understand the importance of reading. And how do you do it? For young ones, you don't give them voluminous books. You give them books with pictures where they can easily see, they see the picture and they see the book, the font, character is wide, is not tiny, is readable. Even when the light is not bright, it is readable. They can read. So you do a lot of things, and also sometimes you can even add some of these stories in the library. By the time the children are participating, they want to learn to read. They want to appreciate it. And that is one of the things we do in the school to help the children read.